all the victims and that they had to try to help, and they want to recover that money. And if they do recover that money, obviously a good deal of it should go back to trying to reduce the problem in the first place and help some of the patients that can be helped in this way. So that's the securities way of saying that there is some sliver of hope left. But you and a lot of
hoping
others
that the states do the right thing when they already set it up this way to get all the money.
You want criminal prosecution.
That's absolutely
right. That looks like that's been dissipated by this grotesque bankruptcy system they have for corporations.
That they did in
Steve,
favor
David,
of the
I'm sure you want to ask Ryan some questions or
real
make some
drug
points
dealers.
in the remaining time.
Pete Buttigieg, our Secretary of Transportation,
legalize weed and arrest these
McKinsey,
CEOs, including Pfizer.
And their
they made
consulting
predatory
group.
contracts to get their life-saving vaccine out there. The scientists are good, but arrest the CEOs.
And
thank you.
McKinsey also invests in for-profit treatment centers, as does Mitt Romney's Bain Capital. There's big money in treating opiate addiction. So the second part of my question is, can somebody kick opiate addiction without going through a for-profit
They're slavers, just like the
center?
British war against China was slavers. Opioid slavers. Opioid war continues. Civil war on America. Arrest these slavers.
The Purdue case. So specific to Purdue, and I went through, dozens and dozens of internal McKinsey documents. I talk about some of them in Unsettled, but they advised Purdue to incentivize insurance companies to keep paying for OxyContin and keep paying for the opioids by offering rebates for even people who have died from overdoses, right? Because so many people were dying from overdoses. They thought that if Purdue offered a drug rebate based on those deaths, that the insurance companies would keep paying. They also advised Purdue on how to deal with grieving families who were losing loved ones to the overdoses, how to message that. McKinsey paid a settlement of close to $500 million for a full release for their role in the overdose crisis. They are a super evil consulting company. I can't stand anything that has the sentence McKinsey on it. To your second part around for-profit rehab.
Just to interrupt, Ryan, in your book you quote the rare apology, according to the New York Times, that McKinsey issued in December 2020. And I guess this is on the occasion just before they agreed to pay 47 states and District of Columbia $573 million. Here's McKinsey's statement, quote, "As we look back at our client service during the opiate crisis, we recognize that we did not adequately acknowledge the epidemic unfolding in our communities or the terrible impact of opiate abuse and addiction on millions of families across the country," end quote. That's an apology with monetized glasses on, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's kind of ridiculous too, because McKinsey was working for Purdue up until just the last couple of years, right? They were advising them up until the last couple of years. They knew what was happening. Purdue's role in the overdose crisis isn't something that just happened in the last 5 years. McKinsey knew exactly